The last 6 months have been probably the hardest time for any crypto investor. Whether you're new, you're an intermediate level, or you are even an expert level trader, maybe you've been here since 2013, 2017, this cycle has unequivocally been the hardest for anyone in crypto. And I'm here to talk today about, is crypto dead? Is the way that we came into the game of cryptocurrency investing completely wiped off the board? Are institutions too much in control? What is going on with the Bitcoin price? We basically skipped over the alt season period of this 4-year cycle. There's a lot going on, and a lot of people's emotions are all over the place, as I'm going to show you guys on crypto Twitter. But I'm here to answer the question of, is crypto dead? And also, if it's not, when can we expect this market to turn around? So without further ado, let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, drop down below, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel as well. We post 3 to 4 videos every single week here on In the Game to keep you covered across crypto and prediction markets. And also just a big shout out quickly to one of our sponsors here on the channel, which is 𝗓𝗃𝗃. 𝗓𝗃𝗃, in a world of that's basically driven by AI, you can jump into 𝗓𝗃𝗃, build complete world, different 3D assets, images, videos, games, all utilizing AI. And at this point in time, they are probably one of the biggest AI projects officially endorsed by the Binance Smart Chain. So check out 𝗓𝗃𝗃 down below, especially if you've been coding with Claude or anything like that. So let's just go ahead and jump into it, guys. This market has been really tough. Last week we had that trade deal. A lot of people thought, well, this could be a local bottom. And even myself included, I kind of felt like, okay, we might see a little bit of upwards momentum, and then we'll start to see the effects. I kind of expected short-term gain and probably longer-term pain. It just kind of felt like it was going to be a fake out. And I had tweeted that and talked about that on this channel, but I did think we would get a little bit of a relief bounce. We did, in fact, not get a relief bounce. I mean, we're still down 5% in the 88,000 levels on Bitcoin, and a lot of alts are just continuing to really hold on by a thread. I mean, even stuff like Hyperliquid sitting in the $24 level, it's actually up 10% today. And I'll talk about why that is here in just a bit. But it's crazy to see where we are. You know, 𝗬𝗃𝗃𝗏, OG in the crypto space, says, what if gold beats ETH to 5K? And gold literally beat ETH to 5K, right? And the gold bulls are celebrating on Bitcoin's underperformance. But if you look at the gold chart from literally 2020 all the way to 2024, I mean, this thing was doing what Bitcoin's been doing to us for the last 6 months. It's just ranging sideways. So it basically was a catch-up trade to other assets at this point in time. Silver hits $112 an ounce for the first time ever. And then on top of that, I love this tweet. You know, a lot of people are steering clear of crypto right now because of what they've seen with meme coins, the volatile price action on even the major asset like Bitcoin. But also the cool thing about trading metals is, you know, you don't have to worry that copper is going to lose mindshare to 𝗕𝗃𝗄𝗃 the next morning, and then you lose your entire bag, right? So the commodities market is pretty straightforward. You're not going to get a derivative of copper popping up overnight and basically stealing the shine. And I mean, look, people are feeling this all across crypto. Even the biggest whales, Tom Lee's Ethereum portfolio is almost down $4 billion, and Kalshi's traders forecast Ethereum to drop as low as $2,000 this year. I mean, what happened to crypto? The crypto that we love. You wake up, you have something new running. We used to joke, oh, it's crime season, crime is legal, they're pumping these coins. But hey, at least at that time period, things were pumping, and we actually had things to invest in that were going past, you know, $1 million market cap on Pump Fund. Like, at least that was a better time period than what we're going through right now. But overall, I do agree with, like, if you're not taking advantage of this time period, you know, if you're not putting some money into Bitcoin under these $90,000 levels, I think definitely you're in GMI, not going to make it. Whales are buying at the fastest rate since the bear market bottom. Retail is panic selling, and that's absolutely true. People are now starting to leverage long gold, silver, copper, and I do think copper is a pretty good trade right now. It's like that third prong of the trio of those major metals. And copper right now, there's like a shortage on pennies out there. So to me, copper could be actually a pretty good trade. But we do see the whales accumulating, you know. Michael Saylor is basically keeping Bitcoin afloat by himself, bought another 3,000 Bitcoin today for about $264 million. And look, I mean, I think in this time period, we just have to remember the cycle really threw us a big curveball. We were close to a bunch of legislation. Then we all of a sudden had this government shutdown. We had rate cuts, but at a time period where we weren't, if we would have getting those rate cuts alongside crypto jurisdiction being passed over and over again, we probably would have seen some great price action during that time period. And on top of that, Bitcoin ran so fast that inevitably people started taking profits who have been in for such a long time, and then leverage came in and absolutely flushed out anything we had going for us. By the time October hit, and October 10th, we had the biggest liquidation of all time. And that was manipulation. No matter how you put it, a lot of people would like to say, oh, the market works against me. And I think a lot of the times that's cope. I feel like, oh, I put in a long and then I got liquidated. It's the market's fault. And a lot of the times, sometimes there's that manipulation, but most of the times, it is, a risk management thing. You should never let your portfolio get liquidated, never be taking on that much risk. But October 10th was a pure, full-fledged example of market manipulation. They wiped off all the pieces on the board, apparently took a lot of crypto exchanges, big treasury reserves down with them, and we haven't really even heard about that. So it could have been a black swan in disguise for a lot of crypto businesses, but definitely was a black swan because a lot of people left crypto. They lost their portfolios, just over leveraged because perps decks, all the decks is Aster, Gravity, Hyperliquid, myself included, that's one of the best business models in crypto, but it was being force-fed down everyone's throat to, jump into these perps dexes. And then, no coincidence that about a month after perps dexes really blew up, we did see the 1010 liquidation. I do think that we are getting close to a level where if Bitcoin hits the 85 or low 80,000 levels, I think you have to start nibbling on quality altcoins. One that we do like that we were buying at that $20 level just last week, it was about $21, was Hyperliquid, and I'm really satisfied with the price action. And the thesis here is coming true because you can leverage long copper and silver and gold all on Hyperliquid, which is fantastic. So it gives the crypto trader the option to jump in and actually be able to play with these metals just by using on-chain exposure. So that's a big reason why Hype has taken a 10% climb today from that $21 level. It's one of the few altcoins that's really moving in an upward trajectory. I do think that if we see $85,000 to $80,000 Bitcoin, we're going to see Tau closer to this 200 level, which would be an absolute generational buy, in my opinion, for something like Tau. And then on top of that, 𝗬𝗃 continues to hold strong. It's up 20% on the week at that 30-cent level. I think that this one is also primed. If this takes another dip from here, which has been showing a ton of strength, I definitely would be accumulating. We also have good news across the market. For whenever this market does turn around, when the catch-up trade for gold and other commodities kind of cools off and we see money start to rotate back into crypto, we have BlackRock filing for the S1 for its iShares Bitcoin Premium Yield ETF. We also see the first ever Avalanche ETF is now tradable on the NASDAQ as of today, introducing 𝗧𝗏𝗡. I guess that's how you would pronounce that. It's basically Van Eck AVAX from Van Eck US. So this is actually huge. I have to say, despite Avalanche's price action and product suite being underwhelming for the last 6 months, I think that this is definitely the step in the right direction whenever it comes to ETFs. But look, crypto's not dead. There is a lot of good stuff happening behind the scenes. If you can just read between the price action, and I mean, the most literal sense would be read between the lines. Like, don't just let the charts depict your emotions. Yes, a lot of bad stuff is happening on the charts. And if you're just looking at the charts day after day, you're probably getting upset. And you're getting upset if you don't have metals exposure, or maybe you didn't take advantage of the stock bull run that we've been in for the last 3 years. But every asset class goes through these rotational time periods. We had a generational year last year. Bitcoin went to $126,000. We had the first ever pro-Bitcoin president who also during midterms this year is probably going to pump crypto because he needs it for his approval rating. So I would just say hold tight. Like, do not be the person that leaves the industry after all of this last 6-month turmoil. And then whenever you finally end up leaving, the market's going to have that bounce going into midterms. And that's really my timeline target. We just have to be patient. It sucks. It's not fun coming on here and talking, crypto during a bad market. But this is where the most opportunities will lie for those who can actually stomach it and survive. And we've talked a lot on this channel. Survival is the name of the game in a market like this. Do not go burn your portfolio trading meme coins. Do not go burn your port on leverage. Just stay grounded. Don't over leverage yourself. Survival is key in this type of market to be able to take advantage whenever the money does come back through to crypto, because it absolutely will. But you know, with the recent gaming token run, and if we look at the 30-day charts, you can see Gunzilla's up 163%, Axi's up 172%. We see other random gaming coins up 40, 30%, etc. over the monthly time frame. It got me to thinking, and we need to be on our toes for this because it's going to happen. And this is probably the one alpha point of the video. You guys know me back in 2021, 2022, and I've caught a few of the Ponzi games after that. During weird market conditions are when the best DeFi games come on chain. It's when people can't figure out how to take advantage of the Bitcoin price, or people that are frustrated with the market. And then all of a sudden, like clockwork during these times of the market, this tough and absolutely abysmal time for the crypto markets only means one logical thing. When the market's beat up like this and needs a win, it's time for a Ponzified DeFi game to drop and break crypto Twitter. I can feel it in my bones. This has happened every time, guys. When the market gets really crappy, a Ponzi game comes out and crypto Twitter jumps all over it because it's a way to make money inside of this market that's kind of trading but also kind of gaming. So it's a little bit fun, right? And there's actually two coming out very soon that I have my eye on. Mystic DAO, they have their pre-sale tomorrow in their early access, etc. So this is one I'm absolutely interested in. 80% of their tokenomics are going into the rewards treasury, which is for people who play the game. So I do like this, and this team is very experienced. I've actually talked with them behind the scenes, and this is not a promotion. I've not received $1 from either of these two projects. I'm just genuinely going to jump into them because I think if one of these catches fire, people can make a lot of gains on chain, but you have to be smart. You have to play your risk management correctly. But I do like Mystic DAO, and their pre-sale is tomorrow. And also Cash City. This is from the people who did the Heist and DeFi Dungeons. They've had two pretty successful on-chain games, and this one's basically like the Wolf of Wall Street, but for traders. And you can just jump in, you build your trading floor, and you cash out. I think this is going to be a really, really good time. And as you can see here, their early access passes are starting to go out. So GM future CEOs, you're early. It's time for you to do it for your bloodline. Any interaction will be considered for early access. Now, I want to disclose, these are high risk, okay? But during these times of the market, high risk plays come out that are kind of Ponzified, that have high upside. So I'll definitely be on the lookout and testing these out. And if there's a good earning strategy, I will absolutely bring that to you guys during the next few weeks whenever these do go live. And then last but not least, guys, there's a reason we've been trading on 𝗪𝐿 all the time. And as you can see here, Polymarket just hit a new all-time high monthly volume. And as Pio says, during this bear market in Bitcoin and crypto, traders are exploring prediction markets, and it makes sense. This is a very true way to have resolution to each market. No worry about devs rugging, just bet on the truth, and there's always an opportunity to make money. So if you guys aren't already trading on 𝗪𝐿, we have a link down below. Deposit $10, and you can receive $10 on top of your account. So check out 𝗪𝐿 down below. This is one place where we have been finding consistent edges, just putting money on trades on different mention markets, culture, crypto, sports, etc. So that's it for today's video. Crypto's not dead. It's just not the time period for crypto upside. And I think we'll get over this hump. And if we get some bullish rhetoric from the Fed, if Powell, gets dropped from the Fed chair, which is looking like it's going to happen, and then around midterms, if Trump wants his approval rating high, crypto participants are going to want a frothy market. So I think we could expect upside around the midterm time period. But you have to survive until then. That's my biggest message in this video, is crypto isn't dead, but at that same time, you can't go in here and destroy your portfolio during times where it's not crypto's time to shine, okay? capital preservation is way more important than anything else at this time period. So guys, like the video down below and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys on the next one. We have some live streams this week. We have more videos on the way. So I'll see y'all on the next video. As always, trade responsibly, my friends, and stay bullish, my friends.